News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News 46 is also brought to you by Nevada HealthLink. Open enrollment ends February 15th. Visit www.nevadahealthlink.com today.
Tonight on News 46, area schools get a special visit from a musician. The Shadow Mountain Players present The Hollow, and the museum is gearing up for a new lecture. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, February 4th, 2015. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. One person was airlifted to UMC Trauma Center following an accident this afternoon on State Route Highway 160 near Spring Mountain. The person is reportedly in critical condition. Highway 160 was closed in either direction so Mercy Air could land and take off. The accident was reported just after 11:30 a.m. Someone in the cockpit of a TransAsia Airways flight apparently made a mayday call because of an engine problem shortly before the plane crashed today into a river in Taiwan, killing at least 31 people. The passenger plane clipped a bridge and plunged into a river in Taipei. Rescuers scrambled to pull survivors from the submerged wreck of the ATR-72 twin-engine turboprop aircraft, which went down shortly after takeoff from the Taiwanese capital. 58 people were aboard the flight when it veered out of control as it flew to Kinmen. The toll, 31 confirmed dead, 15 injured, and 12 missing. 2 other people who were in a car on the bridge that was clipped by the wing of the plane as it went down also were injured. Courtesy of the Prump Arts Council, the talented Todd Green has been touring throughout the town this week and teaching students about music. The Prump Arts Council presents Todd Green, who is a multi-instrumentalist, in concert at the Prump Valley High School Auditorium this Friday, February 6th at 7 p.m. The concert culminates a 1-week residency by Green, who performed mini concerts at 4 area schools, including Hafen, Mans, Rosemary Clark, and Pahrump Valley High School. Green began studying the guitar at the age of 10, and by the age of 15, he was composing and performing his own music professionally. He studied with recording stars as Pat Metheny and George Benton, among others. He spent several years in Boston and New York City performing with studio musicians, as well as touring with bands throughout the United States, Canada, and Europe. Green is a resident of the Lake Tahoe area, and his music takes him in performance across the country. He's a master of stringed instruments from around the world. In concert, he uses 25 to 30 stringed and percussion instruments and flutes. He demonstrates the music, rhythms, and sounds of South America, Central Asia, Middle East, Far East. He relates his music and sounds culturally, historically, and geographically to our familiar Western music and instruments. Today, he performed for the children at Rosemary Clark Middle School. This Friday's concert will last about 2 hours with an intermission and time afterward for questions and answers. It is open to the public, and admission to the concert will be free for students with one paid adult ticket of $10. Families are encouraged to attend. The tickets can be reserved by calling the Prump Arts Council office at 751-6776 or will be available at the door. For more information on Todd Green, visit his website at toddgreen.com. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And what a treat Todd Green has been this week for the kids here around town. For the next 3 weekends, the Shadow Mountain Community Players will be performing. The public is invited to attend the dinner theater show, The Hollow.
This weekend, we open up with our winter murder mystery. It'll be a dinner theater. We'll do it down at the New Hope Church. The show is called The Hollow. It's written by Agatha Christie, so you know it's going to be a good show. And we decided to have really a traditional English dinner with it. We're serving enchiladas, rice, beans, and a special dessert. And the show tickets are $17.50, which is dinner and show. The doors opens at 6 for dinner, and the show starts at 7. And it will run Fridays and Saturdays through the 21st. So it goes over Valentine's Day, which means that you have romance and murder together. What could be a better combination?
Oh, fantastic. Like some shows have group participation. Are you doing something like that also or no?
Not on this one. The one with the group participation will be our fall show. Okay, the exact dates are February 6th, 7th, 13th, 14th, 20th, and 21st. Doors open at 6 o'clock for dinner. 7 o'clock the show starts. Tickets are $17.50, and tickets may be attained at the library or by calling 727-6145 and making reservations.
Okay, and that location where the play is going to be also again?
The play will be at New Hope Church, which is 781 West Street.
When we come back from this break, your Desert View Hospital health tip will address diabetes.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. Historically, type 1 diabetes has been associated with an increased risk of early death or other long-term health complications. A new study examined whether maintaining tighter control of blood sugar levels over time can help lower the long-term risk of death in these patients.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
Ralph Deneen was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes more than 32 years ago.
When I became diabetic, it was a very confusing moment in my life. I was about 30 years old, and it came out of nowhere at me.
He wears an insulin pump and tests his blood sugar 5 times a day. Ralph participated in the Diabetes Control and Complications trial that started in the mid-1980s. Half the participants, including Ralph, were instructed on how to maintain tight control of their blood sugar. The other half controlled their sugars more loosely. This went on for nearly 7 years. The current study was designed to determine whether this intensive blood sugar control would help reduce long-term complications like vision loss, kidney failure, nerve damage, and heart disease.
Tighter blood sugar control reduced those complications by as much as 60 to 70%.
Dr. David Nathan from Massachusetts General Hospital and co-authors continue to follow these patients after the study ended in 1993. They wanted to see whether those who maintained tighter blood sugar control early on also reduced their long-term risk of death.
And it turns out that although the entire group is doing quite well, including those who were originally on conventional therapy, those with intensive therapy have a reduction in mortality by about 33%. People with type 1 diabetes are not only doing better if they have intensive therapy, but that their lifespan is probably approximating that in the non-diabetic population.
There is no thickening of the lens, so there are no cataracts developing, which is great.
Ralph says his kidney function remains normal and hopes to maintain his good health during the coming years.
To be able in 20 more years to look back and say, wow, that's amazing. I'm now 85. This has been good. And keep going.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Study authors say they were able to follow more than 99% of the participants from the first study. The contract has been canceled for the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center inmate food service for the Pahrump Jail. It was one of the items that new Sheriff Worley wanted to address as a cost-saving measure. Worley wants to operate the local service similar to the one in the Tonopah Jail, where the county purchases the food and trustee inmates prepare the meals for the inmate population. The cost is a savings of about $3 per inmate per meal. The contract cancellation requires 90 days notice. Here's this week's All the Same Wild and Tame Save a Pet.
Hi, I'm Robin McElwain. I'm with All the Same Wild and Tame Animal Sanctuary. I'm here to introduce you to Phoebe. Phoebe is a 1.5-year-old Dachshund mix. She's fixed, up to date on shots, and great with other dogs. If you're interested in Phoebe, you can come on down to 6091 Gills Way or give us a call, 1-866-88-FLEAS. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Robin. A new lecture will be held next Saturday at the Pahrump Valley Historical Museum.
Hi there, folks. It's Phil Huff from the Pahrump Valley Museum. I wanted to remind you that we're starting our lecture season for 2015 next Saturday. Our guest lecturer is going to be Bill Durbin. Bill Durbin is from the State of Nevada Mine Division. He is a graduate economic geologist. An economic geologist is a guy who finds rocks for money. No, I'm just kidding. What you're going to talk about next Saturday is the Johnny Mine. And if you have read the paper, you know that the museum was gifted 72 acres at Johnny, which includes the bunker mine. And Mr. Durbin is going to be there to talk about the Johnny area, the Johnny mines. There's some very interesting things about the underground in Johnny and the mines. So if you're interested in that, come and listen to Bill Durbin next Saturday. It's at 1 o'clock at the Pahrump Valley Museum. It's between Blag and 160 on Basin Avenue. If you've been there before, fine. You know it's free, still free. Come and see us. Thank you.
And after this break, we'll have your entertainment this week and your Angie's List. Lucasfilm and Disney have zeroed in on Oscar-nominated actress Felicity Jones for the female lead in this Star Wars standalone film. Actresses were meeting, reading, and testing last week in Los Angeles for the role. Sources say that Aaron Paul and Edgar Ramirez are on the interest list for the male lead. Jones is currently making the awards season rounds for The Theory of Everything, which she snagged a Best Actress Oscar nomination for her portrayal of Jane Hawking, the first wife of physicist Stephen Hawking. Former rap mogul Marion Suge Knight pleaded not guilty Tuesday to murder charges in a fatal hit-and-run incident before complaining of chest pains in court and being taken to the hospital. The 49-year-old Knight faces up to life in prison if convicted in the fatal hit-and-run in Compton last week. Knight is accused of running over two men and killing one of them following an argument. The man who died was 55-year-old Terry Carter, a former rap record label owner. The second man was 51-year-old Clee Bone Sloan. Sloan's attorney, Michael Shapiro, said Tuesday that his client is in shock and has suffered a serious concussion and might not be able to walk again. Sloan's left foot was mangled in the alleged hit and run. Knight, who was out on bail in a separate robbery case, is charged with 1 count of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and 2 counts of hit and run, with an allegation that he committed a serious and violent felony while out on bail. A Green Valley man who starred in the Power Rangers Samurai television series has been arrested on suspicion of fatally stabbing his roommate with a sword. The incident was reported Saturday in Santa Clarita, California. The suspect, 36-year-old Ricardo Medina Jr., is being held in lieu of $1 million bail at the Palmdale Sheriff's Office. According to a sheriff's statement, Medina and the victim, Joshua Sutter, who's also 36 years old, became involved in an argument which turned into a physical altercation. The suspect, Medina, retreated to his bedroom with his girlfriend, but the victim, Sutter, followed them and forced the door open. Medina then allegedly stabbed the victim once in the abdomen with a sword that he kept next to the bedroom door. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your entertainment this week.
Every 2 seconds, another American becomes a victim of identity theft. While many thieves hit you online through data breaches or compromised accounts, some still rely on old-fashioned methods like mail theft or digging through your trash. That's why document shredding remains an important tool in the fight against fraud. In today's Angie's List report, the do's and don'ts of paper shredding.
Your personal information is everywhere. Bills, bank statements, blank checks, even credit card offers and magazine subscriptions. If you don't take the disposal of this personal information very seriously, it could cost you.
The main reason is identity theft. It's the fastest growing criminal act in the world for 9 years in a row. 1 out of every 3 people will lose their identity just this year.
Residential paper shredding reduces the risk of having your confidential documents stolen and used against you. and shredding companies make it easy.
A lot of questions are, do you have to prepare the paper? And you really don't. That's what we're all about. You don't have to take the staples, the paper clips, all that stuff out of the paper. It all goes right through the shredder, so which is very nice and very fast and convenient.
If your New Year's resolution is to get your house organized, getting rid of old documents can be a great approach, but using your own individual shredder can be time-consuming and it can constantly jam, so you might consider hiring a paper shredding company that can do this job in minutes.
If you're going to hire help, look for a company that's happy to showcase its process. You should be able to watch your items literally go through the shredder so you know your information can't be pieced back together.
That's our whole concept. You stay and watch, you know it's done, it's taken care of, and so you have a peace of mind.
To reduce the risk of your documents being reconstructed, the shredded material typically goes in bales with multiple customer shredded documents before being recycled. Pricing options vary, but many companies charge by the minute or pound. Others have their own system that customers can easily understand. When you go to the grocery store, they say paper or plastic. You have a plastic bag full of that, it's only $5, and then the big brown sack is $10. You bring a typical banker box in, a standard banker box, that's $15. And then if you bring 2 in, it's only $22, 3 is only $30. So the more you bring in, the bigger discount you get. I do it by the quantity so you get more bang for the buck. But before you hand over that box or bag, always double check your documents.
You don't want to have buyer's remorse when it comes to shredding, so be sure you look through all your document pile very carefully before you shred. Otherwise, you could end up shredding something important. Also, be sure the company you're hiring isn't actually going to be handling and going through the documents that you're passing over because, again, you're doing this for your own protection and privacy.
Make sure that there's not money in there. We do shred money.
When looking for a paper shredding company, Angie's List says check to see if it's certified by the National Association of Information Destruction, or NAID. I'm Noah Began for News 46.
Ashley Dugan, who lives in Tonopah and is also the daughter of Nye County Sheriff Sergeant Rick Dugan, has been sent to state prison for 19 months to 4 years. She allegedly violated parole by using drugs once again after a drug arrest from a year ago. Dugan had entered a guilty plea to a felony charge of possession and given a suspended sentence and 5 years probation originally. When we come back from this break, we'll have your weather and some announcements.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Wednesday, February 4th. Today we had mostly sunny skies with a high of 69 degrees. Your average temperature this time of year is 60 degrees. Winds were coming from the south-southwest today at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 7 miles per hour. The UV index today was 3, which is low. Humidity was at 28% today. Sunrise was at 6:43 this morning, and the record high in 1953 was 76 degrees. Well, tonight we'll have mostly clear skies with a low of 43 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 41 degrees. Winds will be coming from the southeast this evening at 5 miles per hour with gusts up to 6 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 47%. Well, sunset was at 5:14 this evening, and the record low in 1948 was 19 degrees. Well, tomorrow we'll have mostly sunny skies with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 46 degrees. Winds will be coming from the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour with gusts up to 15 miles per hour, so it looks like the winds will be picking up a little bit tomorrow. Humidity will be at 29%. Sunrise will be at 6:43 tomorrow morning, and the UV index will be 3, which is low. For our 7-day forecast, we'll be looking at a mostly sunny week. We might be seeing a few clouds outside, tomorrow and then again this Saturday. Your high temperatures will be starting off in the mid-70s. That'll be dropping down into the low 70s around this weekend, and it should be staying in those low 70s into next week. And then your low temperatures will be starting off in the mid-40s. That will be going down into the low 40s around early next week.
Thanks so much, Noah. The Death Valley Chamber of Commerce invites you to participate in their 16th annual Fine Art Show the weekend of March 14th and 15th at the ranch at Furnace Creek in Death Valley. They have early bird registration if you pay by February 15th to get your booth. The deadline for registration is March 1st For more information, contact the Death Valley Chamber of Commerce at 760-786-2345. You can mention this code 692450 to get a discount on the lodging. And that code, once again, 692450. For your discount, you can give them a call, once again, 760-786-2345. The Kiwanis Club is holding a formal dance at the Prump Nugget. This event will take place on Valentine's Day from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. They have dinner and dance, and you can do that all night and have so much fun with the DJ there. Proceeds from this event will go to the Kiwanis Scholarship Fund. For more information, give them a call at 727-0911. Grandpa's Barbecue is open Monday through Friday from 11:30 a.m. until the food runs out. They're on Highway 160 next to Phantom Fireworks. Bring the family down or take your co-workers to the Big Red Trailer for some awesome barbecue. For more information, and they do catering, give them a call, 537-9035. And that's going to do it for this edition of News 46 from everyone up here at KPVM-TV and, of course, out there on our radio station, 95.9 K-Ace Country. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.